Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath Holland. This is our monthly KINO LORBER Spotlight. As I very carefully, very gingerly set this tall stack back on my side table here. I normally hold things up on this side, and it's so monolithic. It's so tall of a tower that it was blocking the light, and I had to switch sides. This is our monthly look at everything, put a star in that, coming out from KINO LORBER and all of KINO LORBER's partner labels. There's a couple of things in here that are held over from June. They weren't here in time for that video, and there's going to be a couple of things slated for July that aren't here. So we pick up a couple of things, we lose a couple of things. We'll cover it all in the future. We're starting off with a bunch of 4Ks. Oh, by the way, thanks to KINO LORBER for making this video possible each and every month. More importantly, thanks to you, yes, you, for tuning into this coverage month after month to make it the most complete, the most comprehensive, the most watched KINO LORBER coverage on all of YouTube, and dare I say on the internet itself. All right, I cannot believe we have both Cannibal Apocalypse, it's two Saxon jams, two John Saxon movies, Cannibal Apocalypse and Nightmare Beach on 4K. See, this throws everything that I think I know about 4K out. Like, I've interviewed Frank Tarzi in the past, and he's risk averse. When you run a business like that, when you're choosing titles to put out, you need sure things. I guess these are sure things. I guess like horror and the exploitation genres are really, I guess they're safe bets right now. Let's start with Cannibal Apocalypse. We do have a reversible art wrap, and this does have, these are part of the KINO cult line. These are numbers, am I doing them out of order? No, this is number 8, and Nightmare Beach is number 9. KINO cult entries 8 and 9. I mean, come on, you guys. We got audio commentary by novelist and critic Tim Lucas. We got Cannibal Apocalypse Redux, a documentary with the cast and the crew. Cannibal King, that's an interview with Tony King. Apocalypse in the Streets, but a cannibal in the sheets. Video tour of filming locations. Alternate opening title sequence. Loaded up. So you've got the 4K and the Blu-ray here. And, this is a movie, I have this on Blu-ray. I'm really happy with having it on Blu-ray, but my goodness, this got the upgrade. And so did, I said reversible art wrap too, right? So the art that's on the slipcover is on the other side of what I showed you. Nightmare Beach is another, this is Umberto Lenzi. This is another really fun movie. These movies that from, what was it, 89. Well, hold on, what was this one? They're just 1980. That's a decade of Saxon right there. And in the middle of that is Nightmare on Elm Street. Shang, shang, shing, 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 shing. Spanning a decade of Saxon. I really think these are great party movies. I think they've got a lot of, they're made to be watched with people, I think these movies really shine when you watch them with a group of people. Look at that art. That art is amazing. Audio commentary by film historian Sam Deegan. Nightmare Rock, interview with composer Claudio Simonetti, includes both English and Italian audio, and the theatrical trailer. All right, we're moving fast because we got over 24 releases, so I'm going to try to keep my editorializing to a minimum. June was Pride Month, and so that means Brokeback Mountain got a 4K release. It means Can't Stop the Music, which was essentially the Village People music, got a 4K release. It also means In and Out also got a 4K release. Let's tackle these one at a time. Brokeback Mountain, huge movie. This movie, how many Oscars did this win? It's a really big deal. And I think, Heath Ledger is remembered for better or for worse for The Joker and The Dark Knight Returns. And I think he's remembered for this movie too. And I think a certain generation remembers him from 10 Things I Hate About You as well. But this movie really planted him as the A-list, right? A star, an actor of significant talent, right? And so this has, we got audio commentary by Julie Kurgo sharing the story, the making of Brokeback Mountain from script to screen, interviews with Larry McMurtry, the man behind Lonesome Dove, which is one of my favorite things ever, and Diana Osana, a groundbreaking success featurette, Directing from the Heart. That's a featurette with Ang Lee. I almost said Ang Lee. It's Ang Lee, right? Music from the Mountain. That's a featurette with Gustavo Santaolalla. and on being a cowboy featurette. So there's a lot of stuff here. I don't think this had any no reversible artwork. It is the 4K and the Blu-ray. And similarly, I can't believe this is the title. Can't Stop the Music. Didn't Shout Factory put out a Blu-ray of this a few years ago? You're seeing Olive goes out of print. Olive goes out of business. Shout Factory lets a ton of stuff go. Kino Lorber's just picking it up. Just picking all this stuff up. Village People, Valerie Perrine, Bruce Jenner, Steve Guttenberg, Paul Sand, directed by Nancy Walker. It's the Disco Party movie. Did this have alternate artwork? Nope, no alternate artwork here. This is the Blu-ray and the 4K disc. Listen, guys. Audio commentary by Lee Gambin. Rest in peace, Lee Gambin. With podcaster and Village People expert DJ Maynard. We got an audio commentary by the fabulous Alan Carr, director Jeffrey Schwartz, and comedy writer Bruce Valanche, and an interview with Village People's Randy Jones. The TV spots and theatrical trailer. In and Out is it's Frank Oz. This is directed by Yoda, you guys. Yoda and Mrs. Piggy directed In and Out. If you haven't seen this one, this is a really interesting premise. They wouldn't make this movie now. Kevin Kline plays, he's getting married, he's about to get married, and then like it comes out that he's gay, and it's like this whole, it's a comedy of errors, but it's, I'm surprised it got a release, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying. Kino Lorber tends to take some risks with what they put out. They do not seem to, I'm thinking of some other stuff they put out too that I'm like, that's bold. Just because bad publicity, if somebody gets offended by something, we're in a world where you just take out your microphone and you start screaming about what you're unhappy about, and that can, whether people even know or not, I'm probably bringing too much attention to this, but it's meant to be a compliment that I'm thankful that Kino Lorber continues to put out art, and it doesn't matter if it's palatable or if it's, offensive or not offensive. They just keep putting out movies, and I'm an advocate for not censoring things. So I don't know, it just makes me happy. Commentary by Lee Gambin. Rest in peace, Lee Gambin. He's gone, but his work is continuing. This is how prolific Lee was. For months now, we've been talking about stuff that he worked on that continues to come out. Ins and Outs, that's an interview with director Frank Oz. Dancing with Performers, that's an interview with a composer. We got vintage interviews with Kevin Kline, Joan Cusack, Tom Selleck, Debbie Reynolds, Frank Oz, Paul Rudnick. Truly a great cast there. No alternate art here as well. We still have another 4K. That's not even the last of the 4Ks. No Way Out. This was probably timed because, look, I don't know. I was going to say probably timed because of Horizon and American Saga. Maybe not. I don't know. It's Kevin Costner. I've said all I need to say about Horizon. I'm glad that I have another Costner movie, and it's on 4K. We also have this guy, Gene Hackman. What did I say recently that I wanted to celebrate him while he's still here? We celebrate people after they're gone. They do these movie marathons. Oh, so-and-so died. I know what I'll be watching this weekend. Celebrate them while they're still here. Gene Hackman's still here. Let's celebrate the man. This is, we got a commentary with the director Roger Donaldson, audio commentary by filmmaker historian Steve Mitchell, and writer-actor Richard Brewer. Film story, Simon Brew interviews director Roger Donaldson. We got the theatrical trailer. Did this have alternate art? No, but you do have the 4K and the Blu-ray disc. All right, that's the 4Ks. Buona Devil. The folks at the 3D Film Archive, Bob Furmanek and his team, have been working on this for a while. This is one of the landmark 3D films, and now we have it on a. It's 3D Blu-ray, it's 2D, and it's anaglyph Blu-ray. I should say this so you can watch it in polarized 3D. You can watch it in anaglyph 3D. Okay, so polarized are going to be the black glasses. Anaglyph, red and blue. And then you can watch it in 2D as well. So you have three different options. They always do this. Incredible, right? These 3D movies, you know, I don't know what the situation is with 3D TVs now. They're not really making those anymore, right? But we still are getting things like this, and they make them approachable for anybody. You don't have to have a 3D TV to watch this. 3D experts Mike Ballou presents the story of Moana Devil with archival images, poster art, and on-set stereo slides. M.L. Gunsberg presents Natural Vision 3D original 1952 prologue featuring Lloyd Nolan. Sure, okay, I'm just reading to you guys now. And then theatrical trailers and the original Moana Devil intermission snipe. So they also always include these Kino Lorber and 3D Film Archive 3D glasses. It's cool. I love... And I've talked to the 3D Film Archive here on the channel multiple times. Bob Firmneck's been here. The team has multiple iterations of the team have been here to talk to me about things over the years. So do seek out my 3D Film Archive interviews right here at Serial at Midnight. All right, now we delve deep into just movie history, catalog movie history, Underground Aces. Now here's an obscurity. Dirk Benedict from Battlestar Galactica, The A-Team, Melanie Griffith, Robert Hegyes, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Jerry Orbach, and Frank Gorshin, the Riddler from the 1966 Batman series. It's a 2K scan of the 35mm inner positive. We got an audio commentary by HorrorFix.com's James G. Chandler and Ash Hamilton. I'm going to flip this around. If you want to read that, you can freeze it. And I think I've reversed all of the cover art that was there to reverse, but I'm going to double check it throughout this video too. Twisted, man, I remember this movie. What is this, 98? 2004. Okay, I remember this movie. I remember seeing this movie in theaters. I wish I could go back and tell 2004 Heath, hey, enjoy it while you can, because they're not going to make these a whole lot longer. In a few years, it's going to be comic books and Fast and the Furious and like these kinds of movies that used to be a weekly staple at the box office would sink further and further and further down. And lo and behold, 20 years later, you'd have to beg people to go see them. 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. We've got Ashley Judd, Samuel L. Jackson, and Andy Garcia. Love Andy Garcia. Wish we saw more of him. We got audio commentary by director Philip Kaufman, Creating a Twisted Web of Intrigue featurette, another featurette about clues to the crime, scene of the crime featurette, and then deleted scenes with optional commentary. No. I look back now and I just think, well, you grew up in a great time to enjoy like a new wave of auteur cinema and interesting cinema that wasn't just stamped out to look exactly like the thing before it. Also, people that got to experience that are people in the 70s and the early 80s with fighting that blockbuster cycle. Yeah, you got Jaws. Yeah, you got Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You've also got Paternity with Burt Reynolds. This movie, Burt Reynolds is in a lot of movies that aren't great, but he's worth watching in all of them. And this has got quite a cast too. It's got Beverly D'Angelo, obviously from the Vacation films, but so much more than that. Norman Fell, if you any Three's Company fans out there. Paul Dooley, Elizabeth Ashley, Lauren Hutton. This is from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. Paramount doing these 4K scans. Special feature audio commentary by entertainment journalist Brian Reisman and Max Every. I'm always happy when Max gets another commentary. Nice work. Did this have alternate? No. Here's one, guys. This is my kind of thing here. When the Bell Tolls. Nope, When 8 Bells Toll. So when 8 Bells Toll, it's based on Alistair MacLean. Alistair MacLean is, of course, the author of these sort of Cold War action, espionage, behind enemy lines kind of stories. Anthony Hopkins, Nathalie Delon, Robert Morley, Jack Hawkins. Who is the director? Directed by Etienne Perrier. We have an audio commentary by Steve Mitchell and screenwriter-producer Cyrus Voris. No restoration notes for this, so it's apparently not a new restoration. Who does this come from? Wingcast Film Productions. So this must be coming directly from not a studio, but from that company. Oh, hold on. Yes, I've already flipped this around. I didn't even realize. There's the alternate artwork. There's the slipcover. I ate his liver with some fava beans. Got a stagey Burt Lancaster double feature here. Burt Lancaster and Shirley Booth come back, Little Sheba. This is let's see. This is produced for the stage by the Theatre Guild, but that was adapted for the screen by Ketty Frings, based on the original play by William Ing. This is another one written for the screen. Oh, hold on, no. Did I get them out of order? Yes. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here we go. The Rose Tattoo, based on the Tennessee Williams story, and then this is a screenplay by Tennessee Williams. Anyway, Burt Lancaster's in both of these. This has an audio commentary. Hold on, restorations. 2021 HD restoration from Paramount from a 4K scan. 2021 HD restoration from Paramount from a 4K scan. Audio commentary by Scott Harrison. Nice. And audio commentary by Julie Kurgo and a writer-filmmaker, Peter Hankoff. Alternate art? No. Okay, and then The Country Girl, Bing Crosby, Grace Kelly, William Holden. Great cast. This has a commentary by Jason A. Nye, my friend, my buddy, Jason, who's just doing great stuff. 2023 HD Master from Paramount, 4K scan. Very literate films, I guess is what I would say. These are very theatrical, they feel very stage inspired, I suppose. All right, we are venturing into the much deep. If you guys are like, those are deep cuts, we're going even deeper. This is The Hairdresser's Husband. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna save The Hairdresser's Husband. Let's do this one. Pola Negri and Carmen. This is another one from the Ernst Lubitsch collection. Silent film from, what is the year? 1918. It's a German film. And we have an audio commentary by film historian Anthony Slide and a short documentary on the film restoration. I'm telling you guys, silent film for me was always, like, I knew about it. I had seen some silent film. Silent film, I believed you had to really make an effort. Is work to watch that. That's like film school work. But with these restorations, they've taken so much of the age off of them and in their proper speed. That's one thing. Like if you're used to silent movies always being fast, they're at their proper speed and it's a whole different experience. And it's almost like watching something that somebody filmed on their iPhone with a filter on it, like old movie filter. Like it just looks so good. So silent movies are more approachable now than they've ever been. And I don't know what the audience for that is. I don't know what percentage of my audience even cares about silent film. I know some of you guys do. But if you're curious about it, yeah, it's not necessarily easy. But I always say we meet these movies on their own terms. We don't meet them on our terms. You meet them on... You can't expect a movie from 100 years ago, from more than 100 years ago, to meet you where you are now. You have to go to it. But I think if you do that, you can really, that doesn't mean they're all great, but you can really explore and discover some cool things. Much easier is The Cocaine Fiends. This is a Something Weird joint collaboration with Kino Classics. Kino and Something Weird working together. So we've got The Cocaine Fiends, 1935 for The Cocaine Fiends, and then there's a bonus film, The Pace That Kills, from 1928. So, I mean, these are great. Listen, a cocaine-snorting gangster lures a small-town waitress to the big city, where a series of tragedies unfold. When their brother, and it's just like the danger. All these, what are these yellow? These. What is the range for this? They have the yellow. Their number. This is number 16. I cannot remember the name of this line. Anyway, I love this stuff because it's just little snapshots inside, like cinema of the past we think of things being so sanitized. Nah, there's some wild stuff out there. Audio commentary on The Cocaine Fiends by Eric Schaefer, author of Bold, Daring, Shocking, True, A History of Exploitation Films. An audio commentary on The Pace That Kills by Anthony Slide. Alternate opening titles, 1973 re-release trailer, Gallery of Exploitation Trailers. Forbidden Fruit, the golden age of the exploitation picture. That's what I was looking for. And you know what? It's right here on the bottom of the front. Okay. I'm going to rearrange things. Patrice Leconte, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Patrice Leconte, the collection. This is The Hairdresser's Husband, Yvonne's Perfume, Half a Chance, Girl on the Bridge. These 4 films are on DVD. These are French with English subtitles. They are on. It's 4 films on 2 DVDs. But you saw me get a little bit ahead of myself. So Patrice Leconte is also the director of The Hairdresser's Husband. This is on Blu-ray, which tells me the elements were there for this restoration. Roger Ebert says, wonderful, awesome, profound. I'm going to hold this up for you guys. I'm going to flip this around. I see we got a nice little compliments of special features here. Audio commentary by film historian Adrian Martin, For the Love of a Hairdresser. That's an interview with the director. The Hairdresser's Confession, an interview with the star. We also have from Patrice Leconte, Yvonne's Perfume. This is another film. I should have done these. I should have checked the release year. Audio commentary by Sam Deegan. Interview with director Patrice Leconte. And there's the back of that. And one more. Here's yet another one. This one's shot in black and white. This is Girl on the Bridge, 1999. And we've got an audio commentary by Manuela Lezic, La Batture du Bolero. I'm doing my best with these, you guys. It's a 1992 short film by Patrice Leconte. And that's 7 films from that director in 1 month. Here's... I know very little about this. This is Queendom. In defiance of Russia's anti-LGBTQ laws, a queer 21-year-old artist risks her life performing in surrealist costumes throughout Moscow. Jenna Marvin's radical public performances blend artistry and activism in the South by Southwest documentary. This is a documentary. This is not a fictional film. This is a doc. That's really interesting to me. Oh, by the way, I'm going to end this with my favorite thing. I should have told you that from the start. I'm ending with my favorite thing. Unit 1, the complete series. This is a Danish, haven't watched it. This is a Danish series that they are presenting in its complete set. The big thing here, I think, for us that aren't in the target viewing area for this is that it stars Mads Mikkelsen. You can see Mads there. Is he on the back? Well, it's not a good shot of him on the back. Anyway, of course, now just a huge movie star. But it's presented in 2 volumes. These are DVDs. I can't keep up because there's so much of this stuff coming out. Every month there's more than anybody that I can get to. So I should clarify, because someone always asks, I don't buy these. These are sent to me to show you guys what's coming out, and what a great service that I'm able to provide. I take it seriously. I love making these videos, but I can't keep up with. I can't stay current on everything. So some of this stuff, I'll watch a couple of episodes whenever I can. But like discovering all this European and just the different kinds of television shows. It's not just movies, but television shows. It's really cool. It's a golden age of television everywhere. There's so much great TV everywhere. There's just not enough hours in the day to watch it all. This is really interesting to me. Taking Venice, 1964. The Cold War wasn't only an arms race. So this is a documentary. At the height of the Cold War, the U.S. government determined to fight communism with culture. The Venice Biennale, the world-famous influential art exhibition, becomes a proving ground in 1964. It's about paintings. It's about saving art. And there, let's hold it up, let you guys read that. A fascinating tale of suspense, intrigue, conspiracy theories, and dirty politics Three More Things. Kidnapped, The Abduction of Edgardo Mortara. That's a film by Marco Bellocchio. This is from Cohen Media Group, which Kino Lorber distributes for. This is the true story of Edgardo Mortaro. Mortaro was a young Jewish boy living in Bologna in Italy when in 1858, after being secretly baptized, was forcibly taken from his family by the Pope to be raised Catholic. His parents struggled to free him. Okay, we've got an introduction by the director and an interview with the director. Another entry in the Sacrament range. This is Uncle's Paradise. I'm just not even going to attempt this director's name. This is the director right there. A really bizarre and wonderful pink film. You know, I've heard people talking about pink film in my audience before, so I know there's an audience for this, in which Uncle Takashi unexpectedly visits his nephew Haru, who lives a simple life in a fishing village. The problem for Haru is that his uncle has a few personal issues. When he's asleep, he has noisy nightmares, and when he's awake, he's a sex maniac. So there are no special features here, I don't think. No. And it contains strong sex and nudity, it says. Okay, this is the last one. This is my favorite. Save the best for last. Revival 69. Look at this. The concert that rocked the world, featuring John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band, Little Richard, The Doors, Chuck Berry, Alice Cooper, Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Joshua Jeb Kuga, JLL, Gene Vincent. Listen, guys, John Lennon, Yoko Ono, okay, it's all the people I just named, performed at the 1969 Toronto Rock and Roll Revival Music Festival. This behind-the-scenes look at the second most important event in rock and roll history culminates in John Lennon's first public performance with the Plastic Ono Band, triggering his decision to leave the Beatles. This is rock and roll history, and I'm so glad that this is on DVD. I wish it was Blu-ray. But I don't even know what the source elements for this are. You know, I don't know if they even exist or if this is, I don't know. I should just be happy it exists at all. So I know there's a lot of people that also, like me, love this music. So I wanted to end with something that I think is quite a high note here. Captures the beautiful madness of the 1969 Toronto Rock and Roll Revival Music Festival, says the Vancouver Sun. That was over 24, I was thinking it was 26 titles, over 24 titles from Kino Lorber. So much good stuff. Releases for every taste, I think. Whatever your jam is, if it's studio classics, if it's more modern movies, like Millennium era movies, you're getting those cleaned up on 4K. If it's documentaries, if it's art house films, if it's foreign films, Kino Lorber is there for all of it. It's really interesting to see how this one company is serving so many different audiences, and that's one of the reasons that they're among the best. That's one of the reasons that their star, in the years that when I started talking about Kino Lorber, nobody even knew who Kino Lorber was. And over the years, they have just continued, like fan by fan by fan. And I like to think this covers has had something to do with it, but just spreading the word about all the cool stuff that's out there, to get off the beaten path, to get off of like what's popular and what's being pushed by the mainstream, and to just start to see like all the other stuff that's out there. When you realize what you don't know, the cinema that you're not aware of, that's when the journey really begins. I wish you nothing but success on your cinema journey. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.